Skin the Hardaway Southern T. Back with another EP. Good morning. And today I'm here to talk about, a subject, that I've been thinking about for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Been on my mind for a second, uh, ever since, these moves, were made type deal. So I'm started off like this. We got this weekend we had Bud Crawford being honored by the WBO. WBO had an honoring program for Terrence Crawford. They invited, many people there. Amanda Serrano amongst some. Terrence Crawford, of course. They were making Terrence Crawford the WBO super champion at the 147-pound division. So basically, WBO had an award ceremony for Terrence Bud Crawford in which they made him the super champion. Now, on the surface, when you think about it, that's a good thing. That's a great thing. You think about, oh, well, there's them honoring Bud, especially with Bud, having this open case, against top rank. The WBO is is by default, a top rank organization. You know what I mean? So with this case going on, you got the WBO honoring Bud, them making Bud a super champion. You know what I mean? That's great. When you think about it on the surface type deal, right? But I got to thinking a little deeper. And then I had some more news come out that Demetrius Andrade was leaving Dazn and he possibly could be signing with Top Rank. You know what I mean? So I see the WBO making Bud, the super champion. I heard talks that Eddie Hearn said himself that Andrade is more than likely not to sign back with Dazn. You know what I mean? And then a couple weeks before that, we had Demetrius Andrade moving up through the WBO ranking system, right? When you move up through the WBO ranking system, you're supposed to be guaranteed a title shot uh, in the division above you. Where when Demetrius Andrade moved up, he wasn't granted, the automatic title shot like most people in the WBO when they move up. He was given an interim versus Zach Parker. Now I said all of that to say this. I kind of believe that this weekend ceremony for Terrence Crawford, although a great gesture, although well deserved, I believe that this weekend ceremony to Terrence Crawford, being elevated to the WBO Super, I think that was all a part of a bigger plot, and I don't think it was a part of a bigger plot, to help out, you know, Terrence Crawford. What's good, man? Let me say what's up to my people in the building. What's good, Case of War? Appreciate you sliding through this joint. My guy Yoda. Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Yoda. What's good, man? Chad Sports. Appreciate you sliding through. I'm on the cook this morning. But yeah, I think although on the surface it looks like, a great gesture for Terrence Crawford, I think it was all a part of a bigger ploy. You know what I mean? We know that Canelo is the current champion at the 168-pound division. He's currently the undisputed unified champion at the 168-pound division. And as of today, Canelo Alvarez is one of, if not the biggest face in boxing. He's one of, if not the biggest money maker, in boxing at this point right now. So I'm thinking over the weekend, they honor Terrence Crawford. They honor Terrence Crawford with the WBO Super. It's a good look with Terrence Crawford being in court. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford deserves it. Andrade moved up last week. They made him an interim belt, not a mandatory. Canelo is one of the biggest money makers, in boxing. So they kind of got me to thinking, did they make Terrence Bud Crawford the WBO Super only to justify them making Canelo Alvarez the WBO super at a later date. You know what I mean? Is this a way? Is this just a long route to keeping Canelo Alvarez the champion at 168? So, in thinking that, I also heard this rumor that Top Rank will be making the play for Demetrius Andrade. Now, Demetrius Andrade was on, Dazn with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. Canelo has done a lot of business with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, and Dazn. You would think, Demetrius Andrade had ample of opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez a number of times with him being on Dazn, and it never happened. Now, if this rumor about Demetrius Andrade ditching Dazn to go to Top Rank is true, I think on the surface, or maybe what Demetrius Andrade is thinking that, okay, well, if I go to Top Rank with the WBO, I align myself to be next in line for a title. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? Kind of like he was thinking with Dazn. Well, if I go over there with Dazn, where Canelo's at, because Canelo was over there with Dazn at that time, he's thinking if I go over there with Dazn, where Canelo at, they should ensure me, a title shot eventually, and it didn't necessarily happen like that. Now, if this Andrade going to Top Rank thing is true, I could see it happen in two ways, and I can see two things happening. The first thing I see, which I most definitely think is going to happen regardless, I believe that the WBO is going to give Canelo Alvarez a super belt as well. I believe the only reason they gave Terence Crawford one first was because Terence Crawford is the longest reigning WBO champion. Currently he's the biggest name reigning WBO champion currently, and he's going through that court case. So it would only make more sense. It would only be right to give him one first. You know what I mean? But I think that they gave Crawford that WBO belt simply because they're planning to give Canelo a WBA super belt as well to keep him on the path away from Demetrius Andrade. Now, that's how I think. Now, the other way this could go is Top Rank could sign Demetrius Andrade, right? And they could actually help Demetrius Andrade get a Canelo Alvarez fight. Maybe Canelo would be more swayed to do business with Top Rank than he will with Dazn when it comes to Demetrius Andrade. That would be the bright side thing, like the right thing, the sunny side up thing, like it was when he went to Dazn. We was thinking, oh, well, he can get a fight with Canelo going over there where Canelo at. But it didn't necessarily happen that way. But I can see that going down over there with Top Rank if he decides to sign with Top Rank. But what I'm thinking is going to happen, the powers that be, they're going to keep moving Canelo Alvarez in a certain way. You know what I mean? Away from Boo Boo Andrade. So I think that, this positioning that they're doing right now, this jockeying for position they're doing with the WBO Super, Terence Crawford, the court case, and all that good stuff. And now with Boo Boo Andrade leaving Dazn and being rumored to be signing with Top Rank, this is not set in stone. This is a rumor. This is something that I heard. So I want to talk about it. I believe that this whole ceremony for the Terence Crawford was just a ploy for them to get Canelo Alvarez their WBO super. If Andrade was to sign with Top Rank, then maybe this video will be none and void. If Andrade was to sign with Top Rank, then maybe he's signing with Top Rank for them to set up a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andrade. But that would be, in the perfect world, that would be, too much like right. What I'm thinking is they're going to, they don't really want Demetrius Andrade to be the champion, which is why they gave him an interim fight, you know what I mean, to begin with. Now, you could say, well, Zach Parker was already the mandatory. That's incorrect. Zach Parker was sitting up there, in that division with Canelo Alvarez. There was no mandatory call for Canelo Alvarez at the time. At the moment that Boo Boo Andrade moved up, they appointed Zach Parker, the mandatory. So now, Boo Boo Andrade has to fight Zach Parker. What's good, Darrell Adams? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Darrell Adams. So now Boo Boo Andrade has to fight Zach Parker. You know what I mean? But I think the end game to this, to all this is that WBO super belt was really meant for Canelo Alvarez, but they had to do the right thing first and give Terence Bud Crawford one. That's what I'm thinking. What's good, Jeff, Massachusetts? Appreciate you sliding through this, Jump Fam. I don't know if this is your first time, But don't make it your last time. If you could, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to express your opinions. There are no right or wrong answers here. State your opinion. We gonna keep this thing respectful. At the same time, you know what I mean? Shout out my guy Jeff for sliding through this journey. If you could, Jeff, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. If everybody in here that haven't hit the like button yet, y'all do your boy a favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. But yes, this is just me, this is just me, in my own bag, in my own head. I could be 100% wrong about this. You know what I mean? I could be completely wrong about this. You know what I mean? But this was good, DP. But this is just me sitting here thinking. I'm thinking is, let's say Andrade does sign the top rank. I'm thinking that it's going to be a lot of the same like there was with Dazn. Like they're actually signing Demetrius Andrade to keep him away from, Canelo Alvarez. Now, in the perfect world, he signs the top rank. He's the NWBO champion, and he finally gets that big fight with Canelo Alvarez done. Thanks, in part to Bob Arum, being the whole reason that I would only see him signing to the WBO. But what I think is about to happen, what's more than likely is about to happen, they're about to make Canelo the WBO super champion, and they're about to have Demetrius Andrade fighting all of Canelo Alvarez is mandatory in the WBO sanction body, kind of how they doing with the franchise belt with the WBC sanction body. You know what I mean? I kind of think that's the route that they're going with this Demetrius Andrade thing. And whether Demetrius Andrade sign the top rank or not, I could see them, playing around with him, with that interim belt, letting Canelo hold on to those belts at 168 for as long as he wants without having to defend mandatories. Because I've seen it before with the WBC, and the WBC isn't too far off from the WBO. But this is just me, in my own head, in my own trick bag when it comes to, this super WBO status that was given to Terence Crawford. I know we all rejoiced, we all celebrated Terence Crawford finally getting his just due, but I feel like it's a deeper plot, it's a bigger plan to it, and I think the deeper plot and the bigger plan to it is they're going to make Canelo Alvarez a WBO super as well, and they're going to continue to keep Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade away from his title shot in his fight with Canelo that he so deserved. You know what I mean? He's worked his way up to be in that mandatory position. Let's after this Zach Parker fight, let's say that he beat Zach Parker. The next fight that should be scheduled is Canelo. The next fight that should be mandated is Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade at 168 for that WBO super title. Now, also, again, I could be wrong. Now let's say that Bob Arum has his head on straight, has his head on right. This could be a way for Bob Arum to put himself, back in the 168-pound division with Boo Boo Andrade. You know what I mean? Bob Arum doesn't have that huge name or, fighter at 168. You know what I mean? He could build some names. I think Andrade signing with top rank would actually be a good thing, to help Andrade, build his name, build his profile as far as that go. You know what I mean? So in a perfect world, this would make sense. Bob Arum would be signing Boo Boo Andrade, to give himself a player at the 168-pound division. We just had Edward Berlanga have a fight over the weekend. He didn't look too high. He didn't look too impressive. Maybe Bob Arum is, maybe realizing that, hey, well, this might not be the guy at 168, for the future. So maybe I need to get me something, for right now. Keep this thing going. This again, Demetrius Andrade going to top rank is just, speculation and rumor, but it is a fact that he is more than likely going to leave the zone, and that word came straight from Eddie Hearn's mouth himself. But I won't be too surprised. And I want y'all to be on the lookout for, Canelo Alvarez becoming the super champion, because I believe that that's the next step. I believe that they test this thing out on Bud Crawford to see how it goes, to smooth it over, only because it's right, because Bud Crawford would be the most deserving of a WBO super belt. So give him his first, and then I think they're about to pass one on down to Canelo Alvarez. Appreciate you, Jeff. Appreciate you, Jeff. And I think they're about to pass one of those WBO super belts on down to Canelo Alvarez to to kind of dance around Boo Boo Andrade. You know what I mean? And it's just, my opinion on it. That's how I feel. That's me and my trick bag. That's me and my trick bag. And I'm thinking that these big fights that so avoid Boo Boo Andrade is going to continue to be a lot of the same. They'll continue to be a lot of the same, especially when you get, the people up top. Especially when you got the people up top who really not looking for, who really not looking to make the best fight the best. They're looking to make the fights that make the most sense, to them. Instead of letting, the cream rise to the crop, we want to manufacture, greatness. We want to manufacture greatness these days. But here, yeah, Chris said Mercedes lost to a 6-13 opponent. Yeah, I saw that last night. I saw that. BJ's Big Dog was good, fam. Please just slide through. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. But hell yeah, I see the play though. I think the play is, give Bud this WBO super, give Canelo a WBO super afterwards, sign Demetrius Andrade, and continue to have, Canelo Alvarez, dance around these big fights. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy, Big Tex. Appreciate you sliding through this, Big Tex. Can y'all do your boy a favor when y'all come in? Can y'all hit that like button? Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. I'm in here cooking this morning. I'm in my conspiracy bag on this WBO situation, and I'm in my conspiracy bag on this Boo Boo Andrade thing. I'm hearing rumblings that Andrade might sign the top rank. I know that they just did their WBO super thing for Crawford. I believe that the grand scheme of them is to make Canelo Alvarez the WBO super at 168, so Canelo Alvarez can continue to not have to fight mandatories in these divisions. Canelo Alvarez is being granted the special opportunity of, going to these divisions, winning titles, and then, bouncing around divisions, but still holding the real belts in these divisions. And then, you're holding up the current divisions. And now that you got the sanctioning bodies, giving guys regular titles, but that's really the real title. And then you got them making super belts where nobody else in that division has super belts. You know what I mean? So I think Bud Crawford was just the first name in a long line. I think Bud Crawford was just the first name in the line to get Canelo Alvarez his WBO super belt so that he don't have to fight Boo Boo Andrade for that WBO title. I see the play. Demetrius Andrade is currently in line to be the WBO mandatory for Canelo Alvarez's belt at 160. And we all know that these time of days, as of late, Canelo Alvarez is not really trying to fight tough competition. So I believe that they had to give Bud Crawford one of those super belts first because he's the biggest name in the WBO right now. He's going through that court system. He's going through that court case with Bob. It would just look good, to give him, to award him, to celebrate him, and give him a super belt first. But I believe that the whole reason that this WBO super thing was invented was just to have Canelo Alvarez not fight Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Second part, rumblings of Demetrius Andrade signing in the top rank. I think in the perfect world, there will be a great move. There will be a great move. It will align him with the WBO. It'll give him that face value, that TV value. You put him on ESPN, you get his face out there. Bob Arum can create a star. Bob Arum problem comes when it comes to paying the star that he created. What's good, Ratchet? Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Ratchet, since 91. Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Ratchet, since 91. Appreciate you sliding through this joint. MP, what the fuck? Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all hit that like button on the way in? Can y'all hit that like button on the way in? Greatly appreciate all y'all sliding through this junk. We in this motherfucker, talking about this the WBO Super, Andrade possibly signing the top rank and all that good shit. Shout out my guy The Crush. Said nobody wants to see Soul Glow Jacobs versus Jaime Munguia. Yep, Soul Glow and Jaime Munguia are in talks for a fight. You're right. I'm not really a big fan of that. You know what I mean? Just do. What's good, fam? Appreciate you sliding through this jump, my boy. Just do. Glad y'all can make it. When y'all scroll on in, hit that like button for your boy. Greatly appreciate it. Glad to have all the family here this morning. Feel free to drop y'all comments if y'all want to. But yep, I think that although a lot of us celebrated, Terrence Crawford being awarded this weekend, celebrated this weekend as he deserved. But I really think in the back end, that move was just made to continue to fuck over fighters like Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is, I'm going to say this again. Demetrius Andrade is currently in line to face Canelo Alvarez for his WBO belt at 168. Now, in a perfect world, if him signing the top rank, what's good, Dazn Foley? If him signing in a perfect world, him signing the top rank makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? It puts him right in line next for the WBO. But this world is not perfect. What's good, fam? Appreciate you sliding through this junk. Appreciate y'all sliding through this junk. He said, salute, fam. Stay on that grind. You know I got to, bro. I appreciate you sliding through. I appreciate y'all coming in here supporting the grind. You know what I mean? I appreciate all y'all coming in here supporting the grind, keeping your boy going. We in here talking about Canelo and this WBO thing this morning, how I feel like that they used Crawford to get to their bigger plan. You know what I mean? I feel like they used Crawford to get to their bigger plan. In order for them to smoothly give Canelo a super belt so he don't got to fight his mandatories. And in this case, his mandatory is Demetrius Andrade. In order for it to run through smoothly, I feel like he had to at least give Bud Crawford one. Because we all know that, Bud Crawford is probably the best thing smoking in the WBO right now. I feel like he had to give Bud Crawford one because of that court case, that they got going. It was a breach of contract and a hint of racial biasness. So in order to keep, that aspect of it down, I think he was like, you know what? Let's celebrate Bud first before we give Canelo one of these things and just add, to that racial biasness, thing, issue that's going on. But I do think that was a cover up this weekend for them to, I think that was a cover up for them to get to what they really want to do. We go give Bud, we go pat Bud on the back publicly. We go pat Bud on the back publicly, right? But on the back end, we still gonna continue to fuck over, fighters like Demetrius Andrade. We gonna give you a little bit. Now we gotta give y'all a little bit because Bud then brought attention to the shit that's going on, but we not gonna give y'all too much. You know what I mean? Because in a perfect world, Demetrius Andrade wouldn't be fighting an interim fight for a mandatory anyway. In the perfect world, watch this. Let me tell y'all something. In the perfect world, the WBO would mandate Demetrius Andrade to be the WBO mandatory, before Canelo's next fight. He has a fight. He's supposedly have a fight with Bivol. He thought he was supposed to have a fight. He was supposed to have a fight with Bivol, right? But that fight looking like it's weighing in the water. It will only be right for Bob Arum. It will only be right for Bob Arum, to call Boo Boo Andrade versus Canelo Alvarez. Because he is rightfully the mandatory for moving up from the lower division to the top division. But instead, I think he about to hit Canelo Alvarez with this super title I think he about to hit Canelo Alvarez with this super title. And let's go school him right out the way for a Demetrius Andrade shot. Let me get in this comment section real quick, see what y'all boys talking about this morning. The Pamper Bob said Eddie needs to shut the fuck up. The fight going to happen on April 23rd with White versus Fury. Yep. Shout out to my guy, Crush the Legend. Crush said Danny returned to 54, wants Mikey Thurman, Brook, and Crawford. What the fuck? Danny Garcia saw Bud at 147 and said, yeah, I want that junk. Said, I want that junk. Daryl Allen said, Sudden T said, I'm going to be a member on Monday. Okay, brother. Appreciate you, Darrell. And all the members. My guy PJ's Big Dog said, Boo Boo about to make another dumb business move. Shaking my head. What's good, BNB Boxing News? Glad you could make it. Glad y'all folks could make it this morning. Y'all do your boy a favor. Hit that like button as you roll in. We in this thing talking this WBO situation with Turns Bud Crawford and Bob Arum. We talking Boo Boo Andrade, who Eddie Hearn said he feels like he's about to leave the zone. You know what I mean? And I'm hearing rumors that, he's about to go to Top Rank. And my guy PGH Big Dog said something that jumped out at me. He said Boo Boo about to make another dumb move. You know what I mean? And in the perfect world, PGH Big Dog, this will be the right move for Boo Boo to make. This will be the right move for Boo Boo to make. You know what I mean? He can go over there on Top Rank with the side that the belts are on that he wants, right? But we also know that this is not a perfect world at all. What I think is going on is, and maybe Boo Boo can't see it right now. Maybe he going there hoping that, that the right thing is done. But what I think going on right now is they're trying to maneuver. He said the boys in this community are quality. Much love to my brothers over the pond. Yeah. Shout out to you, Derek. Yeah, for sure that. And shout out to my folks in the UK, man. Y'all know how they say this Southern Tea, man. This Southern Tea. All opinions welcome, man. Everybody welcome, Everybody welcome on the tea. Everybody welcome to the tea. But yeah, in hindsight, man, this would be a smart move. You know what I mean? If these people had shown, the ability to put people in the position that they need to be put in, and they do that, but they put the people into the positions that they want to put into position. It's a big difference. You know what I mean? It's a big difference type deal. I'm tired of seeing goddamn. I don't know, man. Terrell Goucher versus Tim Titzu today. We got the fight popping out today. I just saw something in my phone. I got a notification. Y'all do your boy a favor. If y'all haven't, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't. If you just rolling in, over the weekend, Terrence Bud Crawford was on there with the super WBO belt. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first of the WBO super belts, and that's it's an honor to be given, a super belt. That means you worked hard in your division and somebody saw fit, to make you a super champion. I also feel like that they only did it. Because they want to give Canelo Alvarez one of these super belts at 168, so he doesn't have to fight Boo Boo Andrade at 168. I can run another one by y'all. How is Canelo Alvarez, about to fight Bivol at 175 and then Triple G, right? Supposedly at 168. How is he about to? How is he going to fight Triple G at 168 if Boo Boo Andrade is his mandatory at 168 and Triple G doesn't have a belt? Triple G don't have a belt, right? So how could Canelo Alvarez? So how could Canelo Alvarez sign to fight Triple G? People tell me all the time, man, well, Canelo Alvarez is full for the year. Canelo Alvarez is full for the year. He got his fights made out, so them people should just fight other people. Okay, cool. But tell me, how is Canelo Alvarez full for the year when he's supposed to have a WBO mandatory and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade at 168? So let's say that Demetrius Andrade has a fight, right? He fights Zach Parker. Let's say Canelo Alvarez fight Bivol. How can Canelo Alvarez sign to fight Triple G, right? How could he has a belt at 160, not at 168? He don't have the WBO belt either at 160. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade has the WBO belt at 168. There is no way that Triple G should be getting this fight next if Demetrius Andrade is the mandatory for the WBO. That means after he had his fight against Bivol, Bivol is a champion at 175. So is this fight going to be at 175? Or is it going to be at 168? If it's going to be at 175, right? And then you move back down, that means your next fight should be your WBO mandatory, which is Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. What's good, new boy fitness? New fat boy fitness, what's good? But now that y'all see what I'm saying, your second fight after Bivol should be Demetrius Andrade. But now y'all see where I'm going. This is why I think they're about to give Canelo Alvarez that WBO super belt to allow him to fight Triple G, or to allow him to fight John Ryder, or to allow him to fight somebody that we know good and goddamn well that he's not supposed to be fighting. Y'all see what I'm saying? But I think Terrence Crawford had to get a WBO super first because Terrence Crawford is the most recognizable WBO champion. He's put in a lot of work under that WBO belt. So you give Terrence Crawford one because that's the right thing to do, because if you give Canelo one without giving Terrence Crawford one, it looked funny. You know what I mean? So you give Terrence Crawford one first this time. You do it right this time. You give Terrence Crawford one first this time. So you could have that excuse to say, well, we gave it to somebody else before we gave it to Canelo. You know what I mean? Instead of just giving it to Canelo like the WBC did back in the day. So you give the super to Crawford first, and then you give it to Canelo to keep Boo Boo Andrade from fighting him. That's the only way you're going to be able to have Triple G fight Canelo already when the tunes, I say when the tunes, Dre Adams said, where are the tunes Saturday mornings you bring the fire? I did that last Saturday, but I did that because I was chilling. I'm more so back to my regular schedule, shows right now. I'm back to my regular schedule shows. I'm going to do we go do the, the fight marathon a little later today, maybe after this one. You know what I mean? Maybe after this one. But hell yeah, man. I just see the play. I'm basically making this tea because, man, shit, I see the play. You know what I mean? The only way he'll be allowed, the only way Canelo Alvarez could literally have all his fights set, and people tell me all the time, well, Canelo got his fight set, everybody just should move on. But how do he get his fight set when Demetrius Andrade is the WBO mandatory? The WBO, a champion in the lower division, is supposed to be able to move up automatically and fight for the title at the next division. Okay, you have already given Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, a mandatory in his division, a fight for the interim fight, right? So he moves up, fights Zach Parker, wins the interim belt. He should be the next fighter in line. He should be the next fighter. He should be the next fighter in line for Canelo Alvarez belt, right? Not Triple G. He shouldn't be able to fight anybody other than You know what I'm saying? Boo Boo Andrade after his fight with B-Vol. Really shouldn't be able to fight B-Vol because Demetrius Andrade moved up, so he should automatically be the mandatory. But I'm telling y'all, this WBA super belt that they gave Terrence Crawford, they go pull this same move. They go pull this same move. They go pull this same move for Canelo Alvarez and give him that belt so that he don't have to fight them mandatories at 168. And they go let Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade walk around and defend Canelo Alvarez's mandatories at 168 because they're already doing it. Now, for the people who say, well, Zach Parker was already the mandatory, no, the fuck he wasn't. Zach Parker was never Canelo Alvarez mandatory. Literally, Zach Parker was just sitting down there minding his own business until Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade decided to move up. And that's when they called Zach Parker the mandatory for Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, not even Canelo Alvarez. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to free up space and they're trying to free up opportunity for Canelo Alvarez to fight whoever the fuck that he wants to fight. He's not fighting the champion in Triple G because Triple G will be moving up to 168. There's no belt. He's not fighting the champion in B-Vol because B-Vol is at 175. That means Canelo Alvarez will be going up to 175. So there is no mandatory unification law in that. And then he's going to come back down to fight Triple G. How is he going to come back down to fight Triple G when Demetrius Andrade is the mandatory interim champion, whatever you want to call it? That means that Canelo Alvarez's next fight on paper, by law, by sanctioning body, should be David Benavidez for the WBC because he's the mandatory, right? Or it should be Demetrius Andrade for the WBO because he's the mandatory. And it's just that simple. How is Canelo Alvarez's year already planned out with B-Vol and Triple G and John Ryder on the back end, the sneak plan that he ain't told nobody, but I already know what's up? John Ryder on the back end. How does he have a full schedule already? How can Canelo Alvarez comfortably say, oh, well, my schedule full, so y'all should fight each other? How is your schedule full when David Benavidez is your mandatory and you got Boo Boo Andrade as your other mandatory? Y'all not hearing me. I need some cigars on this. Y'all not hearing me. How can you already have a full year schedule when David Benavidez is your WBC mandatory, pending that he beat David Lemieux, which he is, and Boo Boo Andrade is your WBO mandatory, pending that he beat Zach Parker? How? When you got those two mandatories sitting in front of you. And oh yeah, let me tell y'all something else that I heard. I probably should say this for another Southern Tea, but I gonna do it because we talking about Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. I'm also hearing that they're trying to make Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade and David Morrell. I said David Morrell. They're trying to make Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade and David Benavidez face off against each other in some kind of super mandatory battle for Canelo Alvarez. They're trying to make David they're setting up. They haven't said this yet, but we on the tea part. I'm telling y'all this news now. Just like I'm telling y'all this news that Andrade might sign the top rank. Just like I'm telling y'all this news that Canelo Alvarez is probably going to be the next WBO, super champion. They're trying to make the mandatory for the WBC, and they're trying to make the mandatory for the WBO. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade face off in some kind of super fight to quote unquote face Canelo for the title in the end. You know what I mean? But currently, that's why they're doing this interim. Y'all see the play? David Benavidez is about to fight for the interim WBC title, which should be his title if Canelo Alvarez is not in the division. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade is about to fight for the interim. For the interim WBO title, which is supposed to be his fight with Canelo, given that he's the fucking champion at 160 moving up. They're both about to fight for an interim. Boo Boo about to fight for an interim against Zach Parker. David Benavidez is about to fight for an interim against David Lemieux. Eventually, they're going to try to set up a super interim battle interim. They're gonna be setting up these interim battles while Canelo Alvarez is off doing whatever the fuck that he want to do. Now the whole time while y'all setting up these interim battles, Canelo Alvarez does not have to fight at 168 again. He does not have to fight the winner of that fight. It's just something that they're going to do to pass the time. You know what I mean? He's an, oh Lord, if Andrade signs top rank, it's going to be so hard for me to defend that. Why would Boo Boo sign the top rank? He still won't get fights. PJ Big Dog, that's the thing. You know, he was signing the top ranks in the he was signing the top rank in hopes that he get fight. He would be now. I'm not saying that he is. This is only rumor. This is only speculation of him signing the top rank right now. You know what I mean? But with him signing 2 top rank, that will get him on TV to get him those TV deals. The idea behind it would be to get bigger fights, to get that Canelo fight, to ensure yourself to be able to get, bigger fights. That would be the thing. In the perfect world, that would be the thing. Now, history tells us that might not necessarily happen. You know what I mean? History tells us that might not necessarily happen. But Boo Boo's thinking, the reason he's thinking he should go to top rank will be to get bigger fight. You know what I mean? Because Bob Arum does know how to create a star. It's with paying the star where the problem comes in. But if Boo Boo is able to get his guaranteed deals, his guaranteed money, cool, before he goes in, then, it really don't matter with Boo Boo. Boo Boo is the guy who doesn't necessarily need to be built right now at this point. Boo Boo is the guy who wants big fights and who wants to earn his money at this point in his career. You know what I mean? So guaranteed money and the possibility of a Canelo fight, will be why he's going to top rank. Now I personally told y'all what I think gonna happen, what the setup is. What I think the setup is. I think Bud Crawford getting his WBO super belt is great. But I only think that they gave that man a super belt is so they could smooth over, giving Canelo Alvarez a super belt so he could continue to avoid guys like Demetrius Andrade and continue to avoid guys like David Benavidez. David Benavidez, I want y'all to peep this shit. David Benavidez is currently Canelo Alvarez mandatory in the WBC. Demetrius Andrade is currently Canelo Alvarez's mandatory for the WBO. They just gave Terrence Crawford a WBO super belt. You know what I mean? Which I think is cool. I think they are about to give Canelo Alvarez a super belt so that he doesn't have to fight his mandatories, and they're going to have his mandatories all face off against each other, which is the same reason why I think they gave Canelo Alvarez a super belt in the WBC, is so that he could avoid, fighting his mandatories. I think everybody, well, I ain't gonna say I think everybody knows. Everybody knows that goddamn David Benavidez and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade are on a crash course with Canelo Alvarez. One in the WBC, the other in the WBO. They're on a crash course with Canelo Alvarez. I think they're looking for a way to get Canelo Alvarez out this situation, and I think that they found it. This WBO super belt, but they had to give it to Bud first because Bud is the biggest recognizable face for the WBO, and he's the longest reigning champion. He's the longest reigning recognizable champion for the WBO. So it's only right that you give Bud one. You can't give Canelo one before you give Bud one, because then that's going to bring up questions. Well, why Terrence Crawford ain't get one? Why? So you give Bud one first to smooth it over, and then you give Canelo one on the back end to get him out of these mandatories that he got to fight. You know what I mean? He did behind closed doors in private floor ordered a lot of stuff for him not to leave. He said they don't need to sign with anyone, just sign 1 or 2 fight deals. All the smoke is at 168 at the PBC. But he thinking PGH, what I'm thinking that Boo Boo Andrade thinking PGH is that, Bob Arum not going to be too quick to give no Showtime fighter a fight for his WBO belt. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking he like, okay, shit, if I go sign with Bob, I get the WBO title shot. Maybe Bob is more willing to give me a shot if I'm signed under his banner. Maybe I actually get that Canelo Alvarez fight if I sign under Bob's banner. You get what I mean? Maybe he actually gets that fight if he's with the WBO. Maybe Bob is more in tune to, give his fighter even just a shot at it. Maybe just a shot at it. If he, you know what I mean? So I can see where I appreciate all 20 of y'all in the building. Can I get y'all to do me a favor? Can I get all y'all to hit that like button while y'all in the building, whether y'all stand for a minute or whether y'all going? Can I get y'all to hit my like button, dog? It said I got 5 likes. I done had over 80 people in here, and I got 5 likes. Come on now, y'all could do me better than that. Because I think Canelo would drop those belts before he fight any of those guys. That's what I'm saying. Case of what? In this situation, he not gonna have to drop the belt because I think they gonna make him the super champions. You know what I mean? I think they gonna make him the super champion. In the end, I think they gonna make him the super champion. Now, Zay said, I think they doing boo boo wrong. Yeah, they doing what they gotta do to keep the people that they want, at the top or on top. You know what I mean? And I just kind of want, and then I could be wrong. If Boo Boo Andrade signs the top rank and he gets that Canelo fight, then this certainty I made right here don't even make no sense. It's all for nothing. I'm on this motherfucker just running my mouth. But I think I see the play. What's good, Lala? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Lala. I think I see the play. Thank you, Lala, for the super sticker. Appreciate you. I think that I see the play. So I'm speaking on the play before it happens. So when this shit does happen, I can come back and tell y'all, see, I was right. You know what I mean? I think that I can see what they're about to do. Now I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I'm glad that they gave Bud Crawford his super belt. You know what I mean? I'm extremely happy they gave Bud his super belt. But I think the only reason that they fucking with Bud is because they really want to fuck with Canelo and they understand that they gotta fuck with Bud right now to smooth this shit over. That's what I'm thinking. I see David Benavidez for the WBC. I see Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade for the WBO. And I know last time that Canelo Alvarez was in the division 160, and the guy moved up in Charlo, who was the WBC mandatory. And then you got Demetrius Andrade, who had the WBO belt sitting over there in front of Canelo. You know what I mean? It was 2 guys in front of him, and they gave Canelo the franchise belt, and eventually he moved up divisions. Y'all know what I mean? I can kind of see the same thing happening right now. He said no to a Jamal Charlo fight again. He got David Benavidez to his left in the WBC mandatory. He got Demetrius Andrade to his right in the WBO for a mandatory. He got Bivol above him where he might move up to fight Bivol. So I just kind of can see what's going on. The WBO just all of a sudden invented a super belt and they gave it to Bud Crawford. Okay, cool. If you're going to make a super belt, Bud Crawford better get that motherfucker because he deserves it, right? But why did you really make that fucking super belt? I know you didn't make a super belt just to give it to Bud Crawford, especially with Bud Crawford suing Bob Arum in the WBO right now for not getting him fights. I know he didn't just do that for Crawford. Maybe he did it to help smooth over Crawford's situation. Like, oh, look, I do mess with Crawford. I gave him a super belt. You didn't just do that for Crawford. You know what I mean? You did that because the optics, because you in court with Crawford, because you know you want to give Canelo this super belt. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the bigger play is to give Canelo a super belt. That's what I'm thinking. Is that Canelo said Boo Boo's a terrible businessman. Man, he about to do some more dumb shit. Boo Boo got that stigma on him. Boo Boo, y'all do me a favor, y'all hit that like button. I need everybody in here to go out, come back in, and hit that motherfucking like button, bro. It's free. I ain't asked for no super chats. Shout out Lala with the sticker. I ain't asked for no super chats, no stickers, no cash apps, no shit. I asked y'all to hit the like button. Fuck with your boy one time. Greatly appreciate it. I'm back on my grind. Y'all fuck with your boy. Thank y'all. But hell yeah. I'm just speaking from a place where like, bro, Boo Boo. Now I'm not gonna say Boo Boo signing with Top Rank is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Actually, when you think about it, I appreciate all 4 y'all that just hit my like button. Them 4 people that just hit my like button, greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all. I'm not saying Boo Boo signing the Top Rank is a bad thing. Y'all, it actually makes sense if the right thing is being done. If the right thing is being done, it actually makes sense for Boo Boo to go to Top Rank. You know what I mean? Boo Boo is at a point where he don't need to be billed. So with him signing a deal, he go sign for what he want to sign in when he go. So his guaranteed money go be whatever he wanted to be, right? See, I just love those coordinated stick. If I was rich, I would bombard you guys with them. Appreciate it. Tell him again, DS. Smash the like button right now. Hey, everybody in here, smash the like button. It's free. It's free. Smash that motherfucker. It's free. Thank you. I appreciate y'all sliding through the tea party. Y'all hit that like button. I don't know if it's your first time. Don't make it your last time. If you could, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, y'all tell me y'all don't see this goddamn play though, man. Tell me y'all don't see this play. Benavidez to the left, Boo Boo to the right. Now all of a sudden they bust out this WBO belt and give you the bud first. Because last time when they bust this bitch out in WBC, right? What did we say when they bust out the franchise belt in WBC? What did we say, y'all? What did we say? We said, well, why Earl don't got one? Well, why Mr. Gary Russell don't got one? Well, why motherfucking Leo don't got one? Why motherfucking Chocolatito don't got one? Why is Canelo the only one with a franchise belt? Now they said, okay, we go get this motherfucker to Bud Crawford first. We go shut these niggas up. We go get him on to Bud Crawford first. You know what I mean? Because he deserve it. And then we gonna slide that bitch on over to Canelo so he don't gotta fight no mandatory because he got these dogs coming up again in his mandatory slot. He said Canelo scared Boo Boo. I never seen a man ask for a fight so nice. She had Canelo shitting bricks. Right, he did ask for it. And again, I don't necessarily think Canelo is afraid of any of these guys. I don't think he's afraid of them, like physically. I don't think he's physically afraid of none of these guys. But what I do think is that I don't think he's afraid, but I do think that I do know that he understands that it's a chance that he might not win these fights. Now, I think he wins these fights. You know what I mean? His fans think he wins these fights. But I don't think that he is all the way sure that he wins all of these fights. You know what I mean? We want to see good fights. And I think Canelo, right now, he's just like, nah, I don't want to take a risk of losing again. You know what I mean? He said if he goes to top rank, he's trying to corner Canelo at 175. No. Everyone fears Andrade. If he go to top rank, I understand what you're saying. But if he go to top rank, he don't have to corner him at 175 because he got him cornered at 168. You get what I'm saying? He don't have to corner him at 175 because he should already have him at 168. That's what I was saying. Everyone fears Andrade. You got Canelo Alvarez coming from 160 up to 168, which automatically makes him the mandatory for Canelo Alvarez's belts. Well, they said, well, hold on, Boo Boo Andrade. We gonna throw you in a title eliminator against Zach Parker. So we gonna let Zach Parker be your title eliminator, right? And then you're supposed to get your fight next. Now, listen to me, everyone fears Andrade. He's supposed to get his fight next after this title eliminator with Zach Parker. Now, what I think they're doing now is they're about to introduce this WBO Super to Canelo Alvarez so Boo Boo Andrade doesn't get his shot next to allow Canelo Alvarez to go up to 175, fight Bivol if he chooses to do so. To go up to 175, fight Bivol, then come back down to 168 and fight Triple G. By the rules, he wouldn't be allowed to do that because he would have a mandatory to fight in the WBC or the WBO. But if he's the WBO Super or the WBC Super, then he can move around and he can have these fights and not lose his ranking in the 168-pound division, which is what they're about to do. Somebody is about to give him a super belt. He's about to get it from the WBO, which is why they gave Terrence Crawford one, or he's about to get it from the WBA, who always passing out these super belts. But I think a super belt is about to come so that Canelo don't have to fight mandatories at all. just like he did when he had Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade in his vicinity at 160. He moved up with a franchise. He didn't have to fight him at all. I think they're in another case where the room they got a little too dark with Benavidez and Andrade, and he's about to move up where he don't have to have a fight at all. He said that fight is already happening May 7th. Yeah, it's already happening May 7th, right? So okay, boom. Boo Boo got a fight with Zach Parker coming up next. David Benavidez got a fight coming up with David Lemieux next. Canelo got a fight coming up May 7th with Bivol next. After that, after Canelo goes up to 175 and he fights, for that belt, he comes back down to fight Triple G. He's already in negotiations to fight Triple G to come back down. When he come back down, when he come back down to 168, he's supposed to have to fight one of those mandatories, and David Benavidez for the WBC or Demetrius Andrade for the WBO. What's good, as a matter of law? Thank you, Lala said I see the play. He's supposed to have to fight one of those mandatories when he comes back down after Bivol. How can you sign a Triple G fight when you got a WBC mandatory and a WBO mandatory? How can you fight Triple G? The answer is you can't fight Triple G unless you have a golden ticket, which would be this WBO super belt that they just gave Bud Crawford, and that I think they're about to slide on over on Canelo Alvarez. Now, since I made this sudden T, they might not slide the WBO super on him. Now they might just do the WBC super. They might give him the franchise title at WBC again. You get what I mean? But I do see a fucking play coming. I see a play coming to avoid these tough fights. I do see it coming. I see it brewing. I think it's fucked up what's happening to Demetrius Andrade. I kind of think that Demetrius Andrade feel like maybe his last hope, maybe his last dive, maybe his last, chance at getting a fight with Canelo would be the sign to Top Rank. You know what I mean? Since they have the WBO belt, and if he want to, whereas said they can't keep holding up the division. There hasn't been a Mando WBO 168 in almost 3 years. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think they're about to give Canelo the franchise belt that they just gave Bud, the WBO Super. I think they're about to give him the franchise belt. They're about to start calling mandatories for Boo Boo Andrade. Boo Boo Andrade is about to be fighting Canelo Alvarez's mandatory. They're about to give Canelo Alvarez a franchise belt or a super belt or something like that. And they gonna make Boo Boo Andrade fight his mandatories. That's just my thinking. That's just where I'm at with it. That's where I'm thinking it. That's what I'm thinking right now. Cause I can kind of see the play building up. You know what I mean? Whenever it gets everyone for his Andrade, whenever it gets too deep for him, he moves up or he either moves up or moves around until he can't no more, or one of these sanctioning bodies create a way out for him to do what he want to do. And I think at this point, my guy Najee said, but question, why would Boo Boo go to Top Rank? Put me on, bro. Najee, I think what I'm saying is, like, in a perfect world, right, Najee, why would he go to Top Rank? In a perfect world, Najee, Boo Boo going to Top Rank makes a lot of sense for where Boo Boo is at in his career. That's if Top Rank is going to do the right thing by their fighters. That's if they're going to do the right thing by their fighters. Going to Top Rank makes sense for him. He get to be on free TV. He get to put his face in front of the TV. He gets to go to the WBO where, Canelo Alvarez has a belt, right? He gets to go where Canelo Alvarez has a belt. Bob Arum is more likely to make a WBO fight between him if he signed with Bob. Bob don't want to lose his belt, out of thin air. You know what I mean? He don't want to lose his belt, or out of thin air. You know what I mean? So if he signed Boo Boo, he got a better chance of, getting a shot at Canelo. He got a better chance at putting himself in position for big fights. You know what I mean? Boo Boo is at the point of his career where he wants the bad. He wants big fight. Boo Boo has been evaded of that big fight. At this point, Boo Boo wants a big fight anywhere he could get it. Now, he's lining up Canelo Alvarez, right? He's lining up Canelo Alvarez for a fight. This is what he's doing. He shouldn't have to, he shouldn't have to do all this shit. But right now, Boo Boo has fights in and around, his division, at top rank. The main fight being Canelo Alvarez, who has a WBO, which is a top rank belt. And then my guy just said Baturviev Smith. You know what I mean? Baturviev Smith. The thing is, top rank right now just makes the most sense for Boo Boo Andrade if everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? At this point, Boo Boo want big fights. He want Canelo. He doing what he can do, to get these fights. You know what I mean? He doing what he can do to get these fights, Nazay. So that's to answer your question. It makes sense if Bob Arum plans to do the right thing, Bound. It makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? It makes perfect sense if he planning to do the right thing, Bound. And like my guy just said, if he go to top rank, you know what I mean? Well, like I said, if he go to top rank, he put himself in better position for that Canelo fight. Like my guy just said, he also put himself in position for the Baturviev and Smith winner if he so chooses to go up to 175. You know what I mean? So right now at 168, Boo Boo Andrade is the WBO champion, which is, the Bob Arum belt. He has the Bob Arum belt. So signing with Bob Arum will put him in a better position, to actually get those fights under Bob Arum instead of Bob Arum, making him fight from interim belts and making, people the super champion above his head type deal. You know what I mean? He said he can hang with anybody. Yeah, I think so. Yep. Boo Boo can really fight at 175. Yeah, he can. He putting himself in prime position. He just putting himself on that WBO side. Now, there's just rumor and speculation that he might sign the top rank. It ain't been set in stone yet. It's just rumor and speculation. He said, who Marco Casey T? Marco Casey is my YouTube brother. Marco Casey is my YouTube brother, my co-host. Marco Casey used to co-host Southern Tea with me. My brother from North Philly. He used to co-host Southern Tea with me. He one of the moderators on my Southern Tea Facebook page. You know what I mean? He passed away. What's good, Dwayne? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Dwayne. I wonder what happened with Bud versus Bob lawsuit. Right. It's ongoing still. When you have a lawsuit, you can't talk about it too much. It's not gonna be much talk, like signing contracts and going through lawsuits and shit. It's not gonna be much talk about it because you really can't talk about it. Can't talk about stuff like that. You know what I mean? You really can't talk about stuff like that. St. Louis, what's good? Appreciate y'all sliding through this joint. My guy Dwayne, boxing matchups with Dwayne Freeman. Appreciate you sliding through this joint. My guy C. Wood. Glad you can make it, C. Wood. What's good? Shout out my guy St. Louis. What's good, St. Louis? Tell him again, St. Louis. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all, the skinny two-leaded, what's good? Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel when y'all come on through the door, even if you don't stay long? When you don't stay long, if you don't stay long, roll on in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, the side that's constantly talking about the case in the media and shit like that, normally it's going to be the side that loses. Like, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and shit like that. Normally, if a side is constantly talking in the lawsuit, they probably gonna lose because you're not supposed to talk about that fucking lawsuit. You know what I mean? You personally, you can't drop information about a court case. It's against the law. You can't personally drop information about a court case. You know what I mean? So you probably not gonna hear too much about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out Andrew Gray. Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Andrew Gray. Glad you can make it. I feel like that's a part of the reason why they also are giving him I feel like that's a part of the reason why they giving Bud, the WBO mandated belt too. Anyway, to help their little court case, to help it look good. Well, we not racially biased against Bud. We gave him the WBO super belt. We called Shakur Stevenson versus Valdez right after Bud Crawford put that fight on y'all, as y'all call for them fights. But I digress. But hell yeah, man. I just see the play. I hate it. I hate it for Andrade. In the back of my mind, yo. I hope I hope that we just get, one of these fights, y'all. Benavidez or Boo Boo for Canelo at 168, because right now I just want to see him in good fights. You know what I mean? He going up to 175 to fight Bivol. We got Baturviev and we got Joe Smith, about to fight each other. I believe Canelo Alvarez is only going to stay at 175 if Joe Smith beats Baturviev. If Baturviev wins that fight, I don't think that we go see Canelo Alvarez stay at 175. Let me tell y'all to play. Appreciate your case of voice. Appreciate your case of voice. Let me tell y'all to play that I think go happen. Thank you, Kay. Appreciate you, Kay. He said you cooking on some good shit there. Yeah, I'm just in my own head. Let me tell y'all to play that I think go happen. This is what I think go happen. Canelo Alvarez is at 168 right now. He got WBC Mendo, got the WBO Mendo. He about to fight Bivol at 175 because he think he could beat him, right? Let's say that he beats Bivol. Let's say that Benavidez win his fight, Andrade win his next fight. So you got Benavidez and Andrade sitting right there. You gonna have Canelo right there just beating Bivol, and you gonna have either Joe Smith or Baturviev, right? I think if Baturviev wins, Canelo Alvarez is going to go back down and try to get that Triple G fight. After his next fight, I think he gonna go back down, get that Triple G fight, and he gonna be made the WBO Super or the WBC Super, and then he gonna fight Triple G for the franchise belt, and he don't gotta fight Benavidez and Andrade, and they'll end up fighting each other. But if Joe Smith beat Baturviev, I think Canelo Alvarez is going to stay at 175, fight Joe Smith at 175, and try to get those belts at undisputed then, because he don't have to go through Arthur Baturviev. You know what I mean? That's what I think go happen. So depending on if Arthur Baturviev beats Joe Smith, Canelo going back down to the 168, and he go get a super, and he go fight Triple G. But if Joe Smith Jr. wins, I think Canelo go fight Joe Smith Jr. at 175 and become the champion up there. Then Andrade is going to move up and try to get that fight at 175, maybe. Maybe Canelo will feel more comfortable fighting Boo Boo Andrade at 175 or something like that. But it's really all depends on what Canelo Alvarez is going to do. And it's not the boxers and people like to say, well, they need to quit waiting on Canelo. They need to quit waiting on Canelo. It's not the boxers. It's not the boxers making Canelo do this. It's the sanctioning bodies allowing him to. He just skinny, but Charlo didn't want 2-fight deal for the zone, total of 17 million. I think Ma isn't fighting Andrade no matter what. 2-fight deal. What you talking about? Canelo was about to fight. Jamal was about to fight Canelo Alvarez. What you talking about? I ain't talking about Charlo versus Boo Boo Andrade. I'm not talking about Charlo Andrade. I'm not talking about Charlo Andrade. Charlo never turned down no money for Canelo. He never turned down no money for Canelo. He was just about to fight Canelo just now, and Canelo said, "I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight Bivol." Yeah, I'm not talking about Charlo Andrade. I ain't talking about Charlo Andrade. They ain't what I'm. They not in position. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, I ain't talking about like that. Now that ain't my business. Like that ain't because they can't fight it. They're not in the same division. They're not even talking about each other right now. That's not what I'm on. Andrade is in this David Benavidez and Canelo sweepstake right now. Charlo down at 160 trying to get him a fight. He down at 160 trying to get him a fight with one of those guys. Jaime Munguia won't fight him at 160. You got Soul Glow Jacobs. You got Soul Glow Jacobs about to fight him, about to fight Munguia now. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm talking about this situation with Boo Boo and motherfucking Canelo and David Benavidez and now Smith and Baturviev. You know what I mean? That Canelo is not going to fight. Canelo is not going to fight nobody he think may be able to beat him. Canelo will only fight a Bivol or a Joe Smith Jr. Canelo will stay at 175 if Joe Smith Jr. Yeah, okay. If what St. Louis say, he's the only thing I say, if Baturviev looks bad or if it's a tough fight or if Joe Smith Jr. gets robbed or something, Canelo might take Beterbiev then. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. It's wait and see. It's a wait and see thing. It's a wait and see thing. But Canelo is not planning to fight, Beterbiev. You know what I mean? He not. He told y'all what his plan was. My plan, I got a plan. I already got a plan. He want to fight Bivol, and then he want to fight Triple G, and then he want to fight John Ryder. John Ryder is the third option in all this. John Ryder is the backup if in case this shit goes wrong. You know what I mean? If anything go wrong, John Ryder gonna be the slide-in fight. But I'm telling you, he told y'all he's playing. He not trying to fight any of those guys. But I'm telling you what's gonna happen. I'm telling y'all to play before the play happens. So when the play happens, y'all don't be too surprised. I think they invented this WBO super for Canelo, but they had to give it to Bud Crawford first because it was the only way to smooth it over. How the hell can Canelo Alvarez go up? How can he have a fight at 75, right, for a belt and come back down and fight anybody other than David Benavidez or Boo Boo Andrade when you got one WBC Mando, the other WBO Mando, because they're about to make him the super champ. If Joe Smith happens to be Beterbiev, he will fight Joe Smith. Don't think he too quick to fight Beterbiev. If Beterbiev, like my guy St. Louis said, if Beterbiev go in there and look suspect, then I think he will fight Beterbiev. Case of what? He said he want undisputed at 175. He gonna say that because he want to wait to see what Beterbiev and them go do. How you want undisputed at 175 if your second fight go be Triple G? Triple G not going to 175. You know what I mean? He not going to 175 at all. What's good, Bruce Goals? Appreciate you sliding through this jump, Bruce Goals. Can y'all do your boy a favor? Can y'all hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't? Greatly appreciate that. Shout out that one new subscriber. Glad y'all could make it. We go be calling the fights, a little later today. We got the fight card on all day today. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all come on back through the T and check that shit out. I'm about to get up. I'm about to tell y'all my final thoughts, and I'm about to get up out of here again. Again, this Southern T was made to congratulate Bud on being named the WBO Super. But I think that the plan to make Bud the WBO Super was just all a part of a bigger master plan, and to make Canelo the WBO Super, or to make Canelo the WBC franchise champion, so he don't got to fight his mandatories, which are David Benavidez for the WBC and Boo Boo Andrade for the WBO. If you're a super champion or something like that, you don't have to fight mandatories. You could move freely. I think they're trying to enable Canelo Alvarez to pick and choose the easier route, 168 or 175, if he so choose to do so, whichever is the path of least resistance. I think they waiting to see, which is gonna be the path of least resistance for Canelo Alvarez to move up. And again, y'all, let me tell you this: if Beterbiev look good against Joe Smith and Boo Boo Andrade and David Benavidez winning their fights, don't be surprised if Canelo Alvarez actually goes up to 200 and fight somebody at cruiserweight or scrub at cruiserweight to continue to fight, guys that he could beat. Where if there is tough competition surrounding him, like real tough competition, Benavidez, Andrade, Beterbiev, if there is tough competition surrounding him, I could see him going up to cruiserweight at 200 and, just moving on from this division, all together. You know what I mean? So I just want y'all to be on the lookout for the move. I told y'all to play what I think it is. Is rumors that Boo Boo Andrade will be signing the top rank. At this point, Boo Boo Andrade signing the top rank. Might not necessarily be the worst thing for him at this point. It might line him up with the WBO belts and everything like that. It might give him a better chance to get those fights and everything, working with Bob Arum instead of against him. You know what I mean? But yep. If all else fails. But I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna call the fights today. We got Top Rank, Dazn, Showtime, and we got UFC today. It all popping off at starting at 2 p.m. The boy gonna be back by 1:30, 2 p.m. We gonna call the fights. I got another Southern T dropping in a second. I'm about to let y'all in on my Tank Davis, Floyd Mayweather situation, Tank Davis TMT situation next. So I'm finna bring this junk down. I'm gonna come back up in about 20, 30 minutes, and we're gonna talk about this Tank situation. But that's all I got on this one. Skin the Hardaway Sudden T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present.